Ducks in the Park, Chapter 5. Why's it gotta be like that? I crossed my fingers as I walked through the door of the joint. I was burning up with anxiety, jittery, and sweating on the inside. The microphone was turned up. The voice of a young girl filled the air. She was a teenager. She had light brown hair and a lot on her mind. Late one night, Nikki took her life in vain. She never gave a reason. Now we all feel her pain. Why's it gotta be like that? Tell me why. Why'd she have to die? Why's it gotta be like that? I'm spending my days down at the high school. Roman's the one with a knife in hand. Newt's got a gun. He'll be the last to stand. Even the teachers don't stroll the halls unaccompanied and alone. Everybody knows in school it's the gang with the biggest crew that makes the rules. Why's it gotta be like that? People living in fear. Tell me why. Why's it gotta be like that? Old man Harry worked hard all his life. In a factory downtown, he'd hardly ever see the light. On the day he retired, old man Harry lost his wife. Why's it gotta be like that? Missing out on life, getting old too fast. Someone please tell me why. Why's it gotta be like that? 7 a.m., a mother gives birth to a tiny baby boy. In her arms, she holds him close, her paramount, her joy. Tell me, why can't that moment last? When will it last? No thoughts of misery, pain, or regret. Why can't it be? Why can't it be like that for the rest of our lives? Her expression was lonely, and I could see her pain. I wanted to talk to her and ask her what was wrong, but I never got the chance. Well, what happened to you, yo? It was Jojo. It's a long story. It better be an outstanding one, never mind long. Jojo was just trying to help. Yeah, it is, thanks. Where's Bob at? He's in the back, and he's real pissed. He thinks you stood him up. I stepped into the back to explain. Nice of you to show up, Mr. Sean O'Brien, Mr. Hardly Work. So what's your story, O'Brien? I told you to be here at 8, not 10. What was I supposed to say? Look, I picked up a hooker, I passed out, and she stole all my money. And that's the truth, and I have nothing to lose at this point. He just stood there for a second, then suddenly, like a volcano erupting, he began to laugh. You sucker, a prostitute? I didn't expect that of you. He began gagging, wheezing, and coughing. He was beet red. He made so much noise, some of the other workers started looking. First there was a girl, then a guy, and then Jojo came over. Of course, Bob had to spill his guts. Hey, Jojo, this guy slept with a prostitute. Jojo looked confused. So? You've done that. He cackled. So? She stole his money and it cost him his job. She what? I replied. Relax. I'm sure the big man's just pushing your buttons. Jojo said, trying to confront me. This is no better than any other job, Bob. It's a job. J-O-B. It keeps us just over broke. When you deal with the public, you gotta learn to eat shit and lick your lips, Bob countered, before turning to me. You're not from around here, are you, kid? No, I moved here from Kentucky. Kentucky? Where? Coldwater. It's in the southern part of the state. Yeah, I've heard of it. I spent many moons in a trailer park in Hazard. That's where I grew up. I hated that place. My old man ran moonshine, so he was never around. I stayed at home where my mother taught me how to cook. She didn't want me running shine. And in 75, I moved here and opened this place with the money I'd saved. Bob's shirt was thin and transparent, revealing a tattoo of an eagle on his chest. Does that mean I get a second chance? I really don't want to lose the job. All right. You can keep the job, or I should say you can start it. Bob finally started to turn a normal shade of red. Thanks, Bob. I meant it. I mean, he did give me a second chance after all. That day I met the rest of the staff. There were 5 of us in all. Bob and Jojo. I already knew them. Then there was Linda, who was in her 30s, and she was divorced with 3 children. Linda was good-natured and probably the person I respected the most there so far. Next, constantly pulling up his low-riding pants, was Seth, a 19-year-old college student. He was attending NYU studying music. I couldn't place my thoughts on him very well. I didn't have a good first impression of him. Seth seemed to be one of those people that everyone knew, but nobody really knew. Last of all, I met Nancy. She was short, thin, with dark chestnut red hair and grayish blue eyes. I figured her for about my age, early 20s. She was the one that filled me in on the gossip of the place. She was a real chatterbox, or at least she was with me. It wasn't difficult talking to her. It was difficult finding time to talk at work. I liked them all, even Bob, sort of, in a way. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you.